go to one of the brothers. Because Er, actually, no, Er was the first, he was the firstborn son. Er was the firstborn son. Judah had 4 sons. So if Judah was to have died, the blessings would go to Er. But because Er died, if he had offspring, the blessings would go to his son. So Onan didn't want to impregnate Tamar because the blessings would go to the son and not to him. So whenever he went into Tamar, whenever he went into his brother's wife, he would waste the semen on the ground so as not to give offspring to his brother. And what he did was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and he put him to death also. Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow in your father's house till Shelah, my son, grows up. For he feared that he would die like his brothers. So Tamar went and remained in her father's house. So Judah was trying to protect his other sons because Er had died and Onan had died, and just being with Tamar. So he didn't want Sheba to die. So he sent Tamar. He promised her that she would be able to have Sheba when he grew up. But he sent her to her father's house. So in the course of the time that the wife of Judah, Shua's daughter, died, so now Judah's wife dies. No, Shua's daughter died. Then Judah was comforted. He went up to Timah to his sheep shearer, he and his friend Herod the Adullamite. And then Tamar was told, your father-in-law is going up to Timah to shear his sheep. She took off her widow's garment and covered herself with a veil. She wrapped herself up and she sat at the entrance of Edom, which is at the road to Timah, for she saw that Shelah was grown up, and she had not been given him in marriage. So Shelah had grew up, and Judah promised that he would give him in marriage to Tamar so she could have an offspring. But when Tamar had changed her clothes and she was looking from afar, she seen that didn't happen. So when Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face. So he turned to her at the roadside and said, come, let me come into you. For he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. She said, what will you give me that you may come into me? And he answered, I will send you a young goat from the flock. And she said, if you give me a pledge until you send it. He said, what pledge shall I give you? So she made him promise her that he would give her something. So she replied, your signet and your cord and your staff that is in your hand. So he gave her his signet, his cord, and his staff. And then he went into her. Then she arose and went away, taking off her veil. She put on the garments of her widowhood. When Judah sent the young goat by his friend, the Adullamite, to take back the pledge from the woman's hand, he could not find her anywhere. So he asked the men of the place, where is the Pope's prostitute who was at the Enam at the roadside? And they said, no Pope prostitute has been here. So he returned to Judah and said, have I not found her? Also the men of the place said, no Pope prostitute has been here. And Judah replied, let her keep the things as her own, or we shall be laughed at. You see, I sent this young goat and you did not find her. So about 3 months later, Judah was told that Tamar, your daughter-in-law, has been immoral. Like pretty much she's pregnant. Moreover, she's pregnant by immorality because she wasn't married. She was a widow. She wasn't married. So Judah said, bring her out and let her be burned. As she was being brought out, she sent word to her father-in-law, by the man to whom these belong, I am pregnant. And she said, please identify who these are in the signet and the cord and the staff. Then Judah identified them and said, she is more righteous than I, since I did not give her my son Shelah and he did not know her again. So he found out that he had impregnated her. So when the time of her labor came, there were twins in her womb. And when she was in labor, one put out a hand, and the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread on his hand, saying, "This one came out first." But as he drew back his hand, behold, his brother came out. And she said, "What a breach you have made for yourself." Therefore his name was called Perez. Afterwards his brother came out with the scarlet thread on his hand, and his name was called Zero. So I kind of just wanted to go over this because we as saints, um, when we become born again, when we become saved, when we receive the gift of salvation, we hold on to all these promises of God. And, you know, we new Christians, we're trying to change our life over, we're trying to walk right, walk into the light of God. And, I mean, it's not like we know everything. We learn wisdom. Well, we should pray for wisdom. You know, it's always good to pray for wisdom. I pray for wisdom because going through this life of transitioning over into this life, and then when you become a Christian, it's like you become a target for the kingdom of darkness, and so you always have to stay motivating yourself and praying and you know like me, I'm just learning how to pray for myself and not wait, you know. So it's just constant, you just kind of just waiting on the promises of God and just standing on faith and believing that you're going to receive them. So sometimes in this walk of faith, sometimes we run into roadblocks, we run into obstacles, we run into it's a battle, it's a fight. And so sometimes we come across delays. So for me, for instance, like this whole transition of dealing with my house, I've been dealing with my house like that. We talked about the load, how bad it was, that I had to move out immediately. And so me transitioning and not being in my home, you know, I was used to my routine. I had, you know, quiet house. I was able to pray, go to work, and all this stuff. And then we just moved in all of a sudden. And then I had to come to a different place. And so it's like now I'm put in a different circumstance of things around me that no, I don't have control over. I can't control other people. I can't, you know, control these circumstances. All I can do is just pray and stand on the word of God. And it's hard because it put me in a position to where I'm like, who can I trust? Like Tamar, Judah was like, I'm going to give you my son to marry. I don't want you to just be thrown out in the wilderness. He sent her to her father's house, but she was in a dry place. She was in a dry place, that in the wilderness. She was unfruitful, but yet she was still holding on to that promise. And so many years have went by, and she still did not receive that promise. And she didn't forget. Now maybe Judah forgot, but Tamar didn't forget. And so she just kept believing. She just kept holding on to her faith. Even though she was with her father's house, she didn't want to be in her father's house. She didn't want to be there. You know, she was supposed to receive the blessings, have the offspring to the firstborn. So because that entitled her children to the promises of the father, Judah. When Judah passes, his blessings go down to her. So she at her father's house all these years, Sailor's grown, done grew up, and now Judah's wife dies. His wife died. So now he go off and he trying to, you know, do something and ends up getting Tamar pregnant. And so now he's like, send for Tamar, have her come here, because why are you pregnant? So now he's looking at Tamar like, why are you pregnant? You ain't married. You a widow. I didn't give you Sheila. But Tamar knew what to do. She knew that these things were going to happen. She knew that he promised her. He promised to bless her. He promised her. She was supposed to be entitled to the blessing. And so when she seen him and seen that he didn't keep to his word, when she had herself covered, that's why she knew to ask him for his cord and to ask him for those things. Because she knew that when he went inside of her and she conceived, when she didn't just conceive one child, she conceived two child. So she got a double blessing. She got double for her trouble. Instead of her conceiving one child, she got double for her trouble. Even though she was in a dry place and she went through many, many years of delay, setback. Her being a widow and then having to deal with, because she was with he was an evil, wicked man. God destroyed him, got rid of him. Then she was with Only. He was trying to play her. He didn't love her. He was trying to play her. He was only trying to get what he can get for himself, because how should I treat her right? I'm not entitled to the blessing. I don't want her to get the blessing because I want it for myself. Because now his oldest brother out the way, he was next in line for the blessing. So why should I give my blessings away to her? I'm not about to give her my seed and give my blessings away. So when God seen that, God got rid of him, got rid of Odin. So now Tamar, all she was just a wife. She was just trying to be a good wife. She had to endure a wicked husband, and then because of the laws, after she was with his brother, and he just was treating her wrong. So now she had to deal with that, and then dealing with the father-in-law, who just really just had no regards for her. Just decided like, nah, I'm not about to give you no more. I'm gonna promise you my sons, but I ain't really about to do it. Because I don't want God to be angry with another son and I lose another son. But I'm just gonna promise you and just send you away, and maybe you'll forget, or maybe, I won't ever see you. But Tamar forgot about the promises. Tamar never forgot about the blessings. Even though she was in the wilderness, even though she was in a dry place, her having to go back to her father's house was a setback. It was a setback. Because when you in your father's house, the whole purpose of the father with the daughter is for him to send her off to her husband. Okay, once we send you off to your husband, we're done with you. Bye. You're married. You now belong to your husband. So you are no longer his responsibility once you get married. So her having to go back to her father's house was a setback. Her having to wait on Sheila, who was a child, to grow up in years, to grow up in age, to where he can reach a reputable age to marry her, to be able to conceive with her. That was delayed. So Tamar not only had to deal with setback, Tamar did not only have to deal with years of delay, because you talk about a kid, you wait on him to grow up to be a man. That's many years of delay. She had to deal with heartache from her first husband, and he was a wicked man. Then she had to deal with another man that didn't love her, didn't care about her, that was just using her and just pushing her to the wayside. So she dealt with this. She dealt with all of this. But all she wanted to do was be a good wife. She just wanted to be a wife and bear children. And hold on to the promises. So when all these circumstances that surrounding Tamar, Bond, all these circumstances that surround Tamar that is out of control, things are just all over the place in her life. She's like, okay, I see Sheila grown, he's of age, but where he at? They never sent for me. So she said, okay, let me cover up. So she covered. And she knew he was coming because she knew that his wife had died. So she covered up. Never lost sight of the promise. She never lost sight of the promise. Even after all those years, after all that setback, after all that delay, after all that humiliation, it is humiliating to go through one husband, become a widow, go through another husband, become a widow again, be promised another husband that doesn't show up, and you at your father's house, still waiting on promise that never shows up at your door. That's humiliating. She was humiliated in the sight of her family and her in-laws' family. They just disregarded her. And most people, when they go through that, we go through setback, delay,